All right, it's 7:40 on a Tuesday, and we're here late at Kodawari Collective to install some coilovers. No, not coilovers, springs on our family car, the Acura RDX. Right? I put gram lights on the car a year ago, and it looks great. But in order to get it just right, we gotta lower it just a little bit. So I've been waiting for iBox to release springs for the new generation RDX, and they just recently came out with this. So we got them, and now our good buddy Andrew is coming by after a long day of work to help us install it.
Where is this guy anyway, man? Like, what time did he say was gonna? Oh wait, oh snap! It's actually this.
Speaking of the devil,
what? Yo, perfect timing, bro.
What's going on, guys?
Hey man, how are you?
You guys are filming?
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, man?
How was work? How was work?
It was good. Busy. Normal day.
Busy,
but ready to do this. Your RDX is ready.
Time to put in some OT. And yeah, so let's head back there and.
Oh wait, no. Come on, we can't let him go just like that. We for sure gotta, you know, give him a little something to work in. So, Andrew,
we gotta hook him up.
All right, now we're ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Kind of like gonna be pretty close to what you'd be working on at home on your driveway or whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, I want to show them real quick.
Of course.
Want to make sure you get it on the pinch welds. So when you're lifting it up, there's like a double section here where it's a little bit thicker than usual, so you can lift it right up on that.
All right.
We'll get it as close as we can. Okay, let's do that here.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna open the hood. We're gonna get access to the strut tower bolts. There's 3 of them on each side. What's nice about Acura or Honda, in this case, we're gonna go as far up as we can. Let me get my little screwdriver. There are little access covers. So there's 1, 2, and then the 3rd one is just above. Yo, I'm trying not to be like YouTube-ish, but I am turning into a YouTube man. Buddy, how you doing today? So just on each side, there's a little access area. You just pop up on it. Literally, you just go right under it in that area there. So right in, down below there is, come on in, take a look.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna go ahead and grab a 14mm socket and a short little bit to loosen it up.
Got it.
All right, so we don't lose these, we'll put them on the cowl for now.
This is blazing through this.
All right, so we're gonna go with a 14mm. Kind of neat. So 14mm. In this case, you don't have to have a deep socket, but we can just do a short little extension, probably this guy, and then we'll crack them loose. Ooh. It's on there nice and tight. All right, so what I like to do is most of the time it's hard to gain access to this area when the vehicle is up in the air, so I take 2 of the 3 bolts off. Most of the time you won't have any problems at all with it hanging a little bit lower than usual, but it makes your life easier later on. Sir, this is a fancy ratchet.
The fanciest.
Right? Sonic. So with that one, you can see I fully took it out. Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we'll put it back in, but like maybe only like 5 threads, right? So give it about 5 good turns, and now it will have all its tension on that one. So when you take the other bolts off, if you've noticed, it's the closest to the fender, so it's easiest to access after the strut and wheel and all that stuff is ready to come out. Because right now, if we were to take it out, the entire strut assembly would drop. It won't be a bad thing, but at the same time too, you want to make sure your brake lines, your ABS lines, and anything brake related is not just dangling in by itself. This guy has a little magnet, so you can grab that nut a little easier. Ta-da! I played Operation when I was younger.
Right.
Okay, let's go take a look, see what we need. All right. So, I do a lot of 10th gen Civics. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me do so far. But there are little things you want to do. So this part here is called a sway bar end link. It is actually connected to the strut. We could clearly see this is your left side. So if you're taking both out, it's no issues at all. You can't mix it up. But there are a few things we're gonna look at. There is a 10mm bolt here. It's attached to that bracket. You're fine. It's not actually something you need to remove. We'll leave that alone. But we will remove this ABS wire. We'll just pull it off, just like so. And with your pick, you're gonna go in here like this, lift up, and pry out kind of deal. Gentle, don't break it. There you go. Nicely comes apart, and now out the wire comes. The reason why you want to do this is so when you pull that knuckle off, or in this case it'd be, yeah, the knuckle, you have that little bit extra free space, so that way you're not pulling and yanking on anything you need. I'm gonna double check. I'm not too sure just yet if we need to remove this brake line bolt. Hopefully not. Should be okay. We'll start with the 14. That's on your sway bar. Always put your hand behind it, pull towards you. She comes out nice and easy. If it doesn't come out that easy, it's okay, don't panic. There is an Allen key on the inside here if you look. Most of the time it's a 5 or a 6 Allen. You're gonna go ahead and put the Allen wrench in there and slowly work that 14mm nut off. No big deal, we live in rusty climate, so it happens. We got 17 milliliter. We're gonna go ahead and take that bolt off. So this is a through bolt. It goes right through here, and it goes obviously to the opposite side of the knuckle, and it squeezes the knuckle down. So we're just gonna take the bolt out and wiggle it down. So the trick with these, since it's just like a slip strut situation, you want to put a little bit of oil on that edge, and then move it down a little, put some pressure. Ooh, nice.
Just like that.
Put a little bit more. Makes your life that much easier going back in as well as coming out. All right, Mr. Allen, come on over.
Take a look at what you're working on right now.
Okay, so I've kind of just one of those guys where I'm gonna loosen up all your bolts and pretty much get everything ready for just the spring situation. In this case, it'd be the rear. We got a sway bar going across. This is the lower control arm, and it's actually like the spring is perched onto the arm. We're gonna just loosen off that bolt. All right, it's got some tension. So we're gonna put something underneath it, probably like a jack, and then bring it down nice and slowly. Otherwise, it'll come visit both of us. Oh. Since the spring is perched up against the body and pushing against the lower control arm, hence which gets you your lift on the car, we're gonna put some tension under it, so that way when we take the bolt out, it's not gonna come flying and visiting us. Let's go do it. Put your wrench in behind the nut head or the bolt head, and you pull on it. Ooh, I told you she's gonna pop. Now imagine if we didn't have it supported. It'd be a whole different story.
Man.
All right, so we're gonna go down slowly.
Have it supported, then
It would actually come visiting us, so like it'll spring down quite a bit.
yeah.
When you mean visiting, not like grandma, right?
She ain't bringing snacks, that's for sure. See how it flew? No visiting though. I've been doing this so long, it doesn't even scare me anymore. It's really sad. There we go. That's easier. So, we should probably mention this. There is a certain way that it has to sit. Now the top doesn't have to sit in any specific order because it's flat, but 2 are tighter, 2 are larger, opening's bigger, and it sits on the arm just the same way, kind of like this. So pull down, slide it in. All right, same deal. This side. Let's check to see which side's which.
Drew, have you ever done any video work yourself?
Yeah. So I have a an Instagram account. It's Andrew Wad, and
Did you spell that out for
Andrew, A-N-D-R-E-W, W-A-D. I find myself pretty funny because I watch myself too. But no, man, it's kind of cool because it gives everybody a little different perspective of what goes on in a shop on a daily basis.
Oh my god.
See, I didn't die.
Nice.
That's the kind of stuff you should.
I would always watch Andrew's stories on his Instagram channel, and it would just crack me up all the time. And every time I visited him at Apex, I'm like, bro, you gotta review cars. You gotta do something. Like I don't know what it is, but we gotta put you in front of a camera. So
Yeah, that star quality, buddy.
All right, okay, I see you. Yo, am I sweating too much in your video?
It's okay, man. That's the hallmark of a true mechanic right there.
Sweating.
Sweating.
All right, so we're going double time here. It's basically doing the exact same thing on this side as we did on the other, where we're lubricating everything before we put it in. Get it started by hand first, never cross thread. That is 3 UGG-Dugs for all the viewers out there.
What's an UGG-Dug so they know?
An UGG-Dug is a tightening spec for a mechanic. So when your gun bottoms out where it goes daga daga daga, that is pretty much a torque spec. One UGG-Dug is roughly around 50 foot-pounds. Don't quote me on that one, but yeah.
One UGG-Dug.
So 3 UGG-Dugs is 100. All right, bolt-wise, there's 3 nuts back down here. That's for your lower control arm ball joint. Now, one thing you want to be cautious and careful with is when you do pull this lower control arm off, the CV joint has a boot on it, and that is made of rubber. So obviously when you're taking that part off, you want to make sure it doesn't spring up and puncture a little hole in it. Otherwise you'll have grease everywhere and it's not covered by warranty. Ooh.
right, we are back at it. Just got back from Apex Motoring, and we got the 2 front struts assembled, so we're gonna finish her off.
Ta-da! So going back together should be fairly easy. Basically all we're doing is going in reverse. We're still gonna be careful with our boots, and we're gonna put the strut and the spring assembly or strut assembly back in. All right, so what I like to do is pull the ball joint and all that good stuff off and away, just like we did to take it apart. Again, being nice and careful with that boot. Pop that strut back in. It has one way of going in. It has a little tab here, so that is where the opening goes on the strut. It goes in one way. If you are worried that the top is not lined up, don't worry. You could spin it and then place it roughly where it's supposed to go. You might want to show them on the inside. There is 1, 2, 3 holes, and then a 4th on the opposite side. And that corresponds with the top strut mount.
Nice.
Right? So we'll just pop that in there like so. Yeah, so as long as you hang it, you're okay.
Yeah.
Kind of just pop it in from here. We're gonna use that 14 millimeter to go ahead and tighten up that sway bar end link. There we go. Again, hold it from behind, kind of keeps things straight. And you can hear the sound difference once it bottoms out. There you go, nice and tight. We'll double check. Brake line is tight, sway bar end link is tight, and that ABS line is tight and including clamped on. Then we'll just do the 3 bolts on the top with that same 14 millimeter 1/2-inch socket. Now, what I would do, since one of them is a bit of a blind bolt to find, it's a little further down, use your little magnet, kind of hold on to it like so, and then drop it down on top of the strut. There you go. That's it. Never trust your gun. Always go by hand with a nice little breaker bar and make sure it's tight, because this is the one part that if it does fall off, it takes a fender, you know, it does a pretty good number for sure. There we go. That's it.
Awesome work, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you for being so thorough, man.
I know usually what they say for lowering a car, you want to wait 2 weeks to do the final alignment because the springs will settle in. But in this case, because it's such a significant drop, it'd probably be a good idea to do just like one alignment now and then one in about like 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, we're gonna finish up for the day.
And then head home and sleep.
Thanks for coming by, Andrew. You did an amazing job. So,
guys, you're welcome. We will see you guys out there on projects. Probably, I think we have a few more in the wraps.
yeah.
Some Type R stuff, maybe.
Yeah, there's some PRL parts to put on. It's just gonna be a landslide of installs for all the cars, right? So
Yeah, we won't have any ball joint chronicles in any other installs, so it should be a lot easier. All right.
All right. Peace.
Later.